What's up? So if you have moved ever, if you lived in a city, you moved to another city, you needed to join a new music scene, if you were making music furiously during COVID and you were like worried, oh my God, can I make this happen? If you're trying to land placements, if you're trying to do anything in music, this is the interview for you. I interviewed my good friend Brandon Lane, who is a member of That Pitch, landed another placement with us. He's an awesome dude, awesome jazz musician. He landed a placement with us. He's originally from Richmond, moved to DC right before COVID, and he just made it happen. We talk a lot about the middle class music industry, which is thriving and it is not really talked about as much. So if you want to build a career in the music industry, definitely listen to this. And without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome to the That Pitch Podcast. The That Pitch Podcast helps music producers and artists tap into the world of sync licensing, publishing, music business, and more. So if you are tired of trying to make it and you're more interested in making a living, then you are in the right place. The That Pitch Podcast is brought to you by thatpitch.com, the #1 music licensing tool for producers and artists. I'm your host, Mark, the founder of thatpitch.com. Now let's get into the show. Brandon!
What's going on, Mark?
What's up, bro? I was late for this because my buddy was going through issues and I was a good friend and stayed with him on a call for 4 minutes. But I left you hanging. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. All good, man. All good.
My man. Yo, dude, I appreciate it for understanding, dude. So we've actually never talked before, but you landed a placement with us. Where are you from?
Man, I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia.
I love Richmond. Okay. Do you still live there? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, I actually live in Maryland now. We're outside of DC, but yeah, no,
so
Richmond
DC's dope too.
Yeah, it's great, man. But yeah, Richmond it's a vibe.
It's cool. One of my buddies, he's from Charlotte. That's what I was gonna say. He was in this band in Charlotte called the Business People. They're dope. Okay. They broke up years ago, but they're still like, we all got like the local legend band we're obsessed with, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was like the local legend band. Anyways, he just moved to Richmond. I was like, my boy Brandon and Nick, they could be friends, but you're in DC, so it's all good.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I'm down there fairly often, so I'm sure maybe I'll run into him at some point.
When you're there, I'm hooking you guys up. All right, I'll let you continue. You're in DC, dude. When'd you move to DC?
Man, it was like right before the pandemic, like pretty much January 2020.
Dude, how was that?
Man, it was kind of crazy because I was like, all right, cool. Like, once the springtime hits, gonna go out to the jam sessions, network, it's gonna be cool. Right. And it was just like,
yo, there was this dude, this like business guy I follow online, just like one of those like asshole business guru dudes. And he was like, meanwhile, I'm talking with like a super New York accent. Hey, it's business. He was like, this was probably in like April or May. He's like, yeah, this whole thing's going to blow over by like Q3, Q4. It's like 2 years later. I was like, all right, everything this guy says is not tasteful and usually wrong. So we're in this for a couple years, bro.
Yeah, right.
Let's hunker the fuck down.
Yeah, literally.
Anyways, so you started hunkering down in DC. That must have been a crazy change, dude.
It was, man, because like, I mean, I knew a few people just kind of like moving up here, which was kind of like my foot in the door. Right. But kind of coming and then having the pandemic happen and everything was just kind of like, man, all right, like how do I make it work? I'm like burning through my savings account. Like,
oh, bro.
Yeah, man. But it ended up being really cool because like just by being here, like I had like access and proximity to like a lot of cool opportunities.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that I wouldn't have had like an opportunity to do if I was still in Richmond. So it was cool.
Well, and a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit. If you're backed into a corner, you make it work.
Yeah.
I think so many people in music don't give themselves enough credit. Like if you are fucking broke, got no friends, nobody likes you, and you got no music out, and the only way to maybe make something happen is to meet people and put some music out. You're probably going to meet people and put some music out.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
So that's crazy. So what opportunities started happening in DC for you that you said was a little bit more difficult back in Richmond?
Yeah. So I got the opportunity to perform and kind of just network with like a really high profile jazz musician named Warren Wolf. He plays vibes.
Dude, hell yeah, man. I'm in the jazz scene here in Charlotte.
Okay,
so there's some cross-pollination.
Yeah, man. I was able to play with Warren and really kind of just get on his radar. So he's been, calling me for things, and I've been playing with him more recently. So that's been really cool. But yeah, we were just like doing live stream, like gigs just over in Baltimore or whatever and stuff.
Dude, that's sick. Man. Wow, a jazz vibe player. You don't hear of those many. Dude,
exactly.
I'm a drummer primarily. It's like, schlepping all your shit to the gig is a pain, but then you see the vibe guy and you're like, you got it bad, bro.
Right.
And the girls don't think you're hot. So like, you're just lugging this thing around. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, it's like all these pieces and everything. It's like, what are we doing here?
It's like a piano, but like more of a pain in the ass to bring around everywhere because it's always going to break.
Right. Yeah. Disassemble it. Just like do all these things. Like,
someone's got to come out with like a kind of like a MIDI keyboard version of a vibe. They
do have one. It's
really,
I think it's like mad heavy, but it's called the Malacat. Like, but it's essentially like a controller. Like, and you can do all sorts of shit on it.
Wait a second. Man. Malacat? Let me look this up. What is it?
Yeah. Mallekat. I'm pretty sure. Because we like got one when I was in high school. I was in like high school band and shit.
Oh, dude, me too. No way. Yeah, they got this thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I had no clue, bro.
Yeah, man.
I did not. Wait a second. I'm going to share the screen. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I share it? Let's see.
Yeah, is it a thing?
If this messes up the episode, and who cares? We got Malacat.
Oh, yeah.
Script. Wait a second. Let's window. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if this loads.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
This That Pitch podcast episode is brought to you by the Malacat MIDI mallet controller. Yo, this thing is dope.
Yeah.
You can get octave expanders.
Yeah, man. It's
only $750. I'm just like, I'm not making fun because I actually think this is dope. But like,
oh yeah, I think it's dope too.
But like, can you imagine, the guy, or girl who is like, hey, all these piano people got controllers. We need one for a vibe. And someone was like, there is no market for that. And then they're like, I'm going to show you wrong.
Right. This whole thing. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Cause like, I feel like, I think
I hope it's profitable.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
I think so.
Really?
Like, I think he like travels around with one, I think. Cause he like plays different sounds on it and shit.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild. You know what? I might treat myself next Hanukkah,
Yeah, man. Go splurge. Get a Malacat.
Wow. I'll get a key for every day of the holiday. No, I'm kidding. There's only 8. We got 12 in an octave. All right. I'll just get half an octave. I guess that would be 2/3.
Yeah.
Well, that's sick, dude. So you're in the jazz scene. You're playing a lot. So what's forgive me. What's your primary instrument?
Bass.
No way. Do you play upright or electric or both?
Electric mainly. But
okay.
I do have a little bit of skills. I just got to get one so I can get it up.
Learning a double bass is it's a whole other
bro.
And they're always like, dude. So my buddy, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be your interview. We're just good. I just remember that's like another massive instrument that is a pain in the ass to get to a gig,
bro. I don't know how cats do it in New York, man. It's on the subway and shit. Like,
dude, I was in that. So I went to school in Boston, jazz school there, and man, it's like at least they were kind enough to have a shell kit on stage, so then you can go sit it. You just brought your own cymbals.
Right.
But like the bass guy, you just see him, he's taking the train, he's just wheeling this shit. And it's like, because like it's all the wheel, dude needs WD-40, but there's no Home Depot in Boston. Man.
Yeah, man. A struggle.
We got to talk after this interview. This is great, bro.
Yeah, man. I'd love to. Yes.
Dude, you ever come down to Charlotte? Every Monday, we got like this badass jazz jam.
Okay.
It's like one of the like local legends that's been doing it since the 70s.
Okay.
But played with Miles Davis when he was like, 5
shit.
or one of the, it wasn't that great, but passed away a couple years ago, but the crew has kept the jam on every Monday. So
yeah.
Come by, dude, if you're in Charlotte.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways,
I want to do that.
Enough about me. I'm sorry. So you moved to DC. You're killing the jazz scene. How long you been producing for, dude?
Woo, man. Probably since I was a freshman in high school. So that would be like 2006. That's the math would be like, what? I don't know, like 12 years, I guess. Or something.
Okay. When did you get started? Like or it's not when did you get started, but like what DAW? You like Fruity Loops back then, or I used like Sony Acid. You used Pro Tools back then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, good. You know what? You followed the rules because everyone said do Pro Tools.
My dad is like Pro Tools certified. Like right around the time I was starting, like he was like kind of entering that whole thing. So
got it. Okay.
Like he would go like to the classes on the weekends and then like come home and show me what he was doing. Like,
did you? Okay, be honest. Back when you were learning that, did it just come naturally to you, or?
Well,
I take pride at shit talking Pro Tools. So I want to get this. I want to beat this out of you, bro. Was it easy to learn? Did it,
It was definitely tricky. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I understand what people mean. You know what I mean? And I'm all for the shit talking because like it's very backwards.
But
like how
the thing is like once your brain is like it's like they say like if you see those dudes who just do like a shitload of acid and they're just thinking differently. I feel like after getting trained for Pro Tools.
Yeah.
In order to just like do anything else, you just got to take a bunch of acid to just clear out your brain to learn anything else.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how I feel like transitioning like Logic or like just kind of messing around on like Ableton or whatever.
Dude,
it's like I'm doing Pro Tools key commands. Like,
bro, key command on Ableton. You want to know what renaming is? Command R. You want to know what making a group is? Command G. Guess what it is to make a track?
Command T.
Exactly. Pro Tools, you gotta do Command Shift Option Control $, H, and then somehow you gotta get your pinky over to the escape.
Right. Exactly, man. I mean, it's crazy.
And then there's like a radio box where there's like 3 options, just like guess. It just says, and you can't make a new track until you guess right. Like,
right. Then you gotta customize everything. It's like, man.
Dude, I couldn't do it. One of my old one of my old writing partners for this group that I was in for years ago, we technically never broke up. It's still technically. You don't go through a band breakup if you don't say it.
Right.
So I guess I'm still in this band.
Boy, do I know that.
Right. But he would produce like everything in Pro Tools. He would send it to me. And then I would like do the finishing like in Ableton. And then we would get it mixed.
Got you.
I swear to God, every time he sent over everything, I'm like, why was it exported this way? Like, this makes no fucking sense. I couldn't do it, dude. It's like,
yeah, man. It can be a real pain, especially like with like exporting and stuff, because there's no like export all the tracks individually function. Like Logic is like you just have to just all individual.
Bro,
doing?
You know a real cheat is serious. You can learn like how to code on Apple. You can make a script. There's like ways to do it. You can look it up online, but you can make a script that will just like auto bounce out all of them. Yeah, because it'll just like click a thing. It's like bounce. You can do that. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to look that up.
Or you can use Ableton.
But
Gotcha. He bought it. I knew you wanted it so bad. I got you. Anyway, so your dad was a Pro Tools guy, so he's in music too, and I would assume he was like your main mentor, kind of everything in music.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He was he's retired now, but he was a music educator for a very long time.
No
was also
way.
a professional musician, touring.
What'd he do?
Man, I mean, he taught, man, pretty much all grades, like K through college. At some point, most of my life, he was a high school band director and on the college side.
That's dope.
Just like teaching private lessons, and then started teaching Pro Tools like once he was Pro Tools certified.
Dude, what was that like having a band director as a dad? Was he at your school or a different school?
Oh, he was at a different school, yeah. But I mean, he was essentially my band director, like anyway, because like he was like my private instructor. You know what I mean?
Just slams the door and is like, "Go!" It's like marching band.
I remember I was practicing. Oh no, absolutely, bro, absolutely. I remember I was practicing for it was like one of those like, you know, all district or all state kind of, you know, audition kind of things.
Yeah.
And it was like before school in the morning. So he was still at home because he hadn't left to go to school yet. And so I was downstairs practicing. And so he like opened the door and he was like, "Hey, you just need to breathe some more." Because it's like I played trombone in high school and he also played trombone as well. So like lower brass was his thing. And so he was like, "You just need to get a deeper breath." I was like, okay. Because I was like trying to like, you know, play my scales 2 octaves or some shit.
Right.
And so, you know, he went back upstairs. So I'm trying. So he came back downstairs. He was like, "You really just got to breathe from your diaphragm."
Dude, my mom's got perfect pitch and taught piano, you know, my whole life. So while normal kids, you know, when they'd go home, you know, they'd talk to Ma, "How's it going?" On Saturday, she'd be up with the pancakes. Nope, we have piano students in the house. And, and you know, she like, it's, you know, the kids didn't practice because they've never fucking practiced. And she would just like go in the other room, you know, maybe she was like preparing dinner. She was like, you know, how to do something, whatever. Yeah. And she'd be like, "Keep going." And then, you know, strong Jewish mother vibe. Great. And, you know, she had perfect pitch. So she could, you know, she knew not only if it was wrong, she knew which note. So she would just scream, G! You didn't practice again. Like,
oh my God. Amazing.
Yeah, dude. Having a parent that, you know, like that got it.
Yeah.
Because I had friends pursuing music and their parents didn't get it. And I'm not saying like you can't, you know, pursue music without having a parent that like understood the path. But I will say it was significantly easier to make the sell of like, I never had to make the sell. I never had to say, "Hey, I want to pursue music." It was just like, they were just like, "Oh yeah, so what music school are you going to go to?" "All right. What, you still like your drum teacher? He cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's great." He's like, "All right." Like,
yeah. It was literally the same for me, man. It was just kind of like,
because they knew it was possible.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a thriving middle class of the music industry that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, because unlike the accounting industry or unlike, I don't know, the laundromat business, our industry, only people who have done the 0.0001% of what is possible within the industry get any attention.
Yeah.
It makes no damn sense.
Exactly, man.
But next door, Jeff, he's an accountant.
You're right.
Down the street, works at some bullshit marketing agency.
Right. Yeah.
But us, if we're just making music, I've been on a couple big records. Yeah, I got this going on.
Nobody cares.
We only pay attention to like what's on Billboard. Isn't that most of the things on Billboard? They're broke.
Exactly.
We both
exactly. Like,
I mean, yeah. What a weird industry we're in.
It's super weird, man. Because everybody outside of it is always just like, oh yeah, you're just in it to get famous, or you're just in it to, or it doesn't mean anything to them unless you're famous. And it's just like, what?
I have to say, and I say this factually, I have some stuff to back it up.
Sure.
I've been on some big records.
Yeah.
I technically am a multi-platinum producer engineer, which is insane to say because I'm still a moron.
Congrats, man.
I gotta tell you that the most like famous people that I've worked with are typically extremely worried about money. And the people I know that are not like famous, but just like study business and they're like working hard and you haven't really heard much about are banking in cash. I know a guy last year, my buddy brokered this deal and I'm not going to mention their names because I'm talking finances and
sure.
I would want their permission. But my buddy, he used to run a like kind of like in the earlier days of Spotify. He made like probably I'd say the first or one of the first like Spotify promotions companies.
Oh wow!
Based out of Nashville. Really cool company. I think he ended up selling it. But one of his buddies was in the earlier days of when like companies started buying up catalogs like as investments. So, you know, these deals where, you know, they're buying up, you know, I don't know, Rod Stewart's catalog, they're buying Dolly Parton's music, they're buying, you know, whatever, right? Yeah. Maroon 5, I think, just sold their, what is it, like 80 million, and Justin Timberlake sold for 100 million, something like that.
Wow.
And one of our mutual friends, he did those deals. And he told my buddy who had the promotions company and myself and a couple other people, hey, if you can like send me someone over who doesn't have an ego, who's making good royalties, I'll broker the deal and I give you a percentage. And so like earlier on, it was like kind of easier. You just look up on Spotify and like, yo, like who's getting a bunch of streams that may not look that cool, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. There's like artists out there that like all they do is just make Halloween music. And seriously, they'll just get millions and millions and millions and millions of streams within like 2 months.
Right.
And chill the rest of the year. This guy, he made like a lot of background music that would like primarily like be played in like churches and stuff like that. That just like ambient sort of like, you know, pretty, I don't know how to say it, like kind of sterile lo-fi music.
Yeah, like washy kind of,
like I'd say like it sounded a little bit more like shoegaze, but like less emo, if that makes any sense. And this guy was just really good at getting on playlists, and he you know, got to a point where he was making, you know, just through streams between 350 and 400K a year from streams.
Wow.
So just background music, and you know, people just play it all the time, just in the background. So whereas like Lady Gaga, it's like, you know, I'm dating myself. I don't know was one of the new cats. You talk to
like Doja Cat or somebody.
Yeah, you're talking to Doja Cat. Doja Cat puts out a record. You know, you gotta listen to that one song. Right. And how many people gotta listen to that one song? And are you gonna put that song on repeat? And how many songs they putting out a year?
Right.
You know, but background music, you know, you could, you know, be studying, you can be working, you can taking a shit, and you have this music playing in the background. Right. It's just always there, and you can make so much of it. And it's so easy. This guy did that. He was like earlier on, and he sold that. It got brokered for $7 million.
Wow.
And my buddy brokered it for 1.4. He did a 20% deal.
Wow.
Whatever he could get it at, he'll get 20%.
Wow.
That's just, that's insane.
Yeah, it really is, man.
But if you break it down, it's like making, let's say you're making $400K a year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and this could work for $4,000 a year, you know?
Right.
But like real estate, if you like invest in real estate or something, you want to make it back. What's industry standard is you want to make your investment back over 13 years.
Mm.
It's like 7% or something a year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
After that's done, it's all profit.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. 400 grand over 13 years. How much would that be? If anything, they got a deal for 7 million.
Yeah.
You know? Or what is that? 400. So that's 10. Oh, maybe it was a little bit more. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, no. Cause they do like sorry, like, now I'm like riffing, but they'll do anywhere between like a 10 and 20x evaluation on whatever your streams are. Isn't that nuts? Like,
that is nuts, man.
Music is like a real asset class. But again, nobody's heard of this guy.
Wow.
And that happens like every day now.
Man.
Yeah.
He can just exist normally. Just, you know, just do his
Just
thing.
exist.
Yeah.
Bro, money tornadoes, dog.
Money tornadoes.
Dude, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Getting swept away, man.
Yeah. So how often are you, so you landed this lo-fi track. I'm assuming, you know, you make a lot of lo-fi, also coming from jazz. This is probably relatively easier for you to crank out, I would imagine, right?
Definitely, yeah, man. I've been definitely like kind of getting into like the lo-fi thing over the past maybe like couple of years. Like I really started dabbling like in like the early part of the like quarantine times and stuff.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah, man. So just kind of like trying to get in and kind of like really learn the, you know, the aesthetic and just kind of like, you know, just kind of learn the vibe and kind of get into it and figure out how I could like have the aesthetic, but also kind of have my own, a little bit of my own thing on it, you know?
Well, dude, you put out enough of these, maybe we'll be selling your catalog for $7 million, bro.
Oh man.
Hopefully. Give me 20%. No.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like that would be the least I could do for,
come on,
that pitch. You know what I mean? Like,
just send over a cool 20%. No, that's sick, man. Glad you're cranking these out. Are you making these regularly? Are you making like a lot of other genres, or what's kind of your main vibe lately?
Main vibe really has been kind of more on like the R&B tip, or like kind of like in between of like R&B and jazz a little bit.
What's some of your favorite shit from that?
Really like I've been hip to this this singer from, I think she's from LA, named Raquel Rodriguez.
I feel like I think she was on an Eric Lau record. I think she was featured on an Eric Lau. I could be wrong. I know he's got a Raquel on there, but anyways, keep going. Yeah. Her shit is super killing. Cool.
And I've also been just kind of like writing for a close friend of mine here, who's also kind of like on the underground R&B scene. Her name is Deborah Bond.
That's dope.
I kind of co-executive produced her most recent record that came out.
What is it called?
It's called Compass Volume 1. And we did it like entirely in quarantine, basically. Like
That Pitch Podcast is brought to you by Compass Volume 1 by wait, who is it?
Deborah Bond.
Deborah Bond, executive produced by Brandon. Thatpitch.com. License your music. Compass Volume 1. Deborah Bond. Brandon. All right, cool.
Yeah, man. So just
that 20% I was talking about.
Hey, look, there it is, man. Look, it's coming your way, man. The check is in the mail. The check is in the mail.
Hey, 20% of nothing's nothing, right? Okay. No, that's dope, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
so are you working with a lot of artists around DC?
Slowly. I'm still kind of like getting into the scene here.
It takes a couple years to get into the scene.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to figure out kind of like how to, I guess like effectively like advertise and maybe like market my services and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah,
I'll introduce you to my buddy Jack. He's right outside of DC as well.
Okay.
He works at Indepreneur.com. He's one of the founders there. He's awesome. Or Indepreneur.io, cool. But they're an awesome marketing company. with music. So he's amazing. I'll definitely intro you.
Cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah, dude. That. Hello, who's ever back there?
What's up, Drew?
What's up, Drew? That's dope, dude. Well, let's listen to the track that you landed. This one is called, wait a second, let me pull it up. I have it right here. Oh my God, I'm opening it. Lost in Thought.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Let's listen to Lost in Thought. All right, here we go.
All right.
Bruh, that was great, man.
Man, thank you, man.
I love that. Okay, so this is usually where I'm just like, and this is why it landed. But real quick, let me fangirl. I loved the approach notes. Like, dude, you ever see like a real gospel bassist? Like,
absolutely.
when you do the big, like, big dude, and he's got like one leg that just looks like he's limping. You know? And he just does the run down.
It's the whole thing.
It is the best possible time in music, seeing that happen, because it just brings everything together. And you did that for me multiple times during this track. Dude, that was great. You got the emu. That was just... I can go into all the reasons this landed, but I just fucking loved this track, dude. This was great.
Thank you, man.
This made me very happy.
Oh,
this was awesome. That was just good. Well, the thing is like, if somebody can really, really do like some proper synth bass, that's a hard thing to like do well.
Yeah.
You know, like, just like, even if I'm like producing a record, like one of my prideful moments will be if I was able to do like a cool synth bass part. Like that's like a point of pride, because that's when it's like, all right, you did something right.
You're right. You did good.
You did good. Dude, this was dope. I'm honestly a fan of this record. Man. This is sick, man.
Oh, man, thank you.
Also, real quick, there was a lot of different parts that all... so the cool thing is you're a man of motifs. There are so many motifs going in and out of this record. It's just like, a lot of people call it ear candy or whatever, but like technical term is motifs. All these little catchy things that go in and out of the track. And if you place them... You know, what you did really well from an arrangement, like from a compositional and arrangement perspective, is within the, verse, you had specific motifs. Within the chorus, you had specific motifs. The bridge, you had different motifs. You took them out in correlation to what part of the track it was on. And then at the end, you were able to bring them all together. And that's just like, that is the fucking arrangement, man. It just, it glues everything. That is just like a very well-produced arrangement. I'm honestly a fan of that. That was dope, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Anyways, so God, I hope everyone has tuned out by now. Anyway. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, I just discovered I have a media player on here, and I'm like, what? There's laughing, there's drum jokes. There's like different here's a transition.
Oh shit.
And back to the show. That was sick. Dude, you did great. I love this record.
Thank you.
This is dope. Where can people find you? If somebody wants to license your music, if they want to reach out to you, if they want to discover what you're about, where can they do that?
Man, they can find me at oldsoulmusic.net. That's like my website. And from there, you can find like my social media handles.
My man.
Brandon Lane on Facebook, or I think my page is also Brandon Lane is too. But Instagram is at Old Soul Music with an underscore at the end. And that's it. I'm pretty much just on Facebook and Instagram for now.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll join Twitter at some point. But
dude, Twitter's great. I'm not on there. It's so great. And dude, anybody pursuing music out there, what would your advice be to them?
Ooh, man, my advice would just be to like, just stick with it, man. I mean, there's going to be a lot of days where you're going to want to give up. And that was totally me, like 100% a lot of times, especially during the pandemic. I was like, am I going to be able to make this work? But I'm glad I stuck with it, you know what I mean? And I didn't, like really give up, even in the face of like, something super frightening as like, just kind of financial fragility of the whole thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, just to stick with it, really just finding something that you're really passionate about, and just kind of really, making the art from the place of, place of love, place of compassion and passion, and and purpose. You know what I mean? Well, at least just for me. You know, I know everybody else has different reasons, but that's
if someone were to disagree with you and say don't follow your passions and don't keep with it, I'd say fuck them.